everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at a front post half double crochet. If you've watched any of my other front post or back post videos, you'll notice this is fairly similar. We're actually going to do our stitches around a post as opposed to in the actual tops of the stitches in the previous row. And we'll start with a turning chain. Typically when you'd see this in a pattern, you'd see front post or back post abbreviated as FP or BP, no surprise. So FPHDC would be your front post half double crochet, or BPHDC would be your back post double crochet, half double crochet. So very similar to the other ones, but let's take a look and see what that looks like. I've started with a turning chain here. Take a look at what your pattern specifies about your turning chain, but typically, since you can't actually go ahead on the first stitch and put a front post or back post stitch in there, your turning chain would normally count for your first front post or back post stitch. So in this case, we're going to have the turning chain count as our first front post half double crochet. And we'll continue with a couple of more front post half double crochets so you can see what that looks like. So like a normal half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, and instead of going into the top of the stitch here, we're going to wrap around the post. So you're going to go in through the space in between the two stitches, and you're going to come out the other side of the space between the two stitches. So you've in essence wrapped it around that post. You'll yarn over and pull up a loop like you normally would for a half double crochet. Make sure it's not tight here. You don't want your stitch falling over because it's too tight. You want it to sit up nice and tall like a normal half double crochet. So go ahead and yarn over and pull through all three like you normally would for a half double crochet. Okay? And you can see that that stitch is wrapped around that post, and it sticks out the front a little like a 3D effect almost. So let's do that one more time. And here, find the post of your stitch right here. There's spaces on either side. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space between, and back out the other side. So you've got that post right in the middle there. Yarn over and pull up a loop like you normally would with a half double crochet. Make sure it's not tight. Yarn over and pull through all three. You can see how that's wrapped around the post. And one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook into the space, wrap it around the post. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over and go through all three loops like a normal half double crochet. So it has a nice effect, kind of sticking out the front a little bit. And each case, you can see it wrapped around the post. All right, let's do the same thing with a back post double crochet, excuse me, half double crochet. So let's go ahead and yarn over. And here's the post right here, because you can't, like we said, we can't work around that first one. So here's the post. You're going to go in through this space, but from the back instead of the front now. So from the back through that space, around and back through the other one, side on the, the space on the other side. You're going to yarn over and pull through and pull up a loop like a normal half double crochet, and then yarn over and pull through all three. Now, you'll need to figure out what works best for you from doing this, but I find when working in the back with back post stitches, I like to kind of look and work with the project facing toward me, kind of down toward me, so I can see all the backs, and it makes it a little bit easier for me to work in. So I'm going to yarn over. Here's the post. I'm looking at it now from the back. I'm going to insert my hook in that space and come out the other side, so I've got the post wrapped around there. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Make sure it's standing nice and tall. Yarn over and go through all three. So you can see if you turn this around, you can see those stitches are wrapped around from the back. And then one more time, yarn over. I'm going to look at the back so I can see it from the back side. There's the post I want to wrap around. So in one side and up the other. Pull up a loop. Make sure it's not too tight. Yarn over and go through all three. And there's your back post half double crochet. You can see it has that same kind of 3D effect where it's sticking out from the side, but this time it's going to the back. You can see in each case where that stitch is wrapped around that post. And it's a really nice stitch that has some great impact, especially if you mix both front post and back post. I like that look as well. So give this stitch a try. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to leave a comment for me in the box below. Thanks, everyone.